This is the story of Nigeria's first military coup. It happened on the night of January 15, 1966. It was a night of fear, a night of gunfire, and a night of death. It was a night that changed Nigeria forever. Many people know about the big names who died that night. Leaders like Sir Ahmadu Bello, Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola, Brigadier Zakaria Maimalari. But there was another killing, a killing that happened quietly in a hotel corridor. It was the murder of Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Largema, and this is his story. Nigeria became independent in 1960. It was full of hope. It was full of dreams. But by 1966, things were already falling apart. Politics was divided. The country had three big regions: the North, the West, and the East. Each region had its own leaders. Each region wanted power. Each region mistrusted the others. The North was led by Sir Ahmadu Bello, the Southerner of Sokoto as at the time. The West was led by Chief Samuel Ladoke Akintola. The East was led by Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, though he was also Nigeria's president. The Prime Minister was Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. He tried to hold the country together, but corruption was everywhere. Elections were violent. Politicians fought each other. The people were angry. Inside the army, young officers were restless. They saw the corruption. They saw the chaos. They believed they could save Nigeria, so they began to plan a coup, Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Largema was born in Damboa in Borno province in 1933. He grew up in the north. He went to school in Bama, then Borno Middle School, and later Kaduna College, also called Barewa College. Barewa College was famous. It trained many leaders of northern Nigeria. Largema was strong, athletic, and disciplined. He trained at Sandhurst in England. He was good at boxing and athletics. He was respected as a soldier. By 1966, he was the commanding officer of the 4th Battalion in Ibadan. This was a powerful position. It gave him influence in the western region. He was seen as loyal to Premier Akintola. He was seen as close to politicians. This made him a target. The coup was planned by young officers. The coup was planned by young officers like Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna, Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzeogu, Major Adewale Ademoyega, Captain Ben Buli. Others joined them in the act. They believed Nigeria needed change. They believed politicians were destroying the country. They believed only the army could save Nigeria. But their plan was brutal. They made a list of leaders to kill. They wanted to remove anyone who could resist. They wanted to shock the nation. On the night of January 14, 1966, senior officers gathered at a party. The party was hosted by Brigadier Zakaria Maimalari in Lagos. It was a social event. There was music, there was laughter, there was dancing. Among the guests were Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Largema. He enjoyed the evening. He did not know that death was waiting. While the party went on, the coup plotters prepared. They gathered weapons. They gathered men. They waited for midnight. After the party, Largema went to Ikoyi Hotel. He wanted to rest. He was not at his post in Ibadan. He was not expecting danger. But the coup plotters had him on their list. They saw him as a threat. They believed he was too close to politicians. They believed he supported Premier Ladoke Akintola. They believed he could resist their plans. It was around 1:45 a.m. Major Emmanuel Ifeajuna entered the hotel. He forced the receptionist at gunpoint. He told the receptionist to call Largema. He said there was a telephone call. Largema stepped out of his room. He was wearing pajamas. He walked into the corridor. He did not know it was a trap. From the shadows, Ifeajuna and Second Lieutenant Ezedigbo opened fire. Bullets hit Largema. He fell instantly. He was dead. His body was dragged away. It was placed in the boot of their car. The coup plotters drove off. They went to kill their next target. Why did they kill Largema? Historians give several reasons. First, his battalion in Ibadan was seen as loyal to Premier Akintola. The coup plotters hated Akintola. They believed Largema allowed his soldiers to act like Akintola's private army. Secondly, Largema was close to politicians. He attended social gatherings. He mixed with elites. The coup plotters saw this as betrayal of military discipline. And thirdly, he was capable, he was strong, he was respected. They feared he could fight back, so they decided he must die. Largema was not the only victim. That night, the coup plotters killed many leaders. In Lagos, they killed Brigadier Maimalari. They killed Brigadier Samuel Ademolegun. They killed Colonel Kor Mohammed. They killed Colonel Raf Shodende. In Ibadan, they killed Premier Akintola. In Kaduna, they killed Sir Ahmadu Bello, the Southerner of Sokoto. They also killed the Prime Minister, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. It was a chain of assassinations, one after the other. Each killing shook Nigeria at the time. But Largema's death was different. It did not happen in the government house. It did not happen in a battlefield. It happened in a hotel corridor. It was quiet. It was personal. It was symbolic. It shows that the coup was not just about politics. It was about personal mistrust. It was about fear of strong officers. It was about eliminating anyone who could resist. The coup failed in some ways. It did not take full control of Nigeria, but it succeeded in killing many leaders. Major General Johnson Aguiyi-Ironsi, the most senior officer, took control. He became head of state. But the killings created anger. They created suspicion. They created division. Many in the north believed the coup was ethnic. They believed it targeted northern leaders. This anger led to counter-coups. It led to civil war. The coup of January 1966 was only the beginning. In July 1966, there was another coup. Northern officers struck back. General Aguiyi-Ironsi was killed. Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon became head of state. But the anger did not stop. So by 1967, Nigeria fell into civil war. The eastern region declared independence as Biafra. The war lasted 3 years. Millions of people died. The coup of January 1966 opened the door to this tragedy. It shows that violence could change power. It made coup parts of Nigeria's history. The murder of Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Largema is remembered as one of the darkest acts of the January 1966 coup. It showed the brutality of the plotters. It shows how far they were willing to go. His death was not necessary for the coup's success. He was not at his post. He was not resisting, but they killed him anyway. This makes his murder stand out. It was cold. It was deliberate. It was chilling. Today, when we look back at Nigeria's history, we see how one night changed everything. The coup of January 1966 opened the door to decades of military rule. created cycles of coups and counter-coups. It led to civil war. It shaped Nigeria's politics for generations. And in that story, the murder at Ikoyi Hotel remains unforgettable. Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Largema was a soldier. He was a leader. He was a man caught in the storm of history. His death reminds us of the dangers of mistrust. It reminds us of the cost of violence. It reminds us of how fragile nations can be. Behind the uniform, Largema was also a husband, a father, a son. He had family. He had friends. He had dreams. When he was killed, his family lost more than a soldier. They lost a loved one. They lost a protector. They lost a future. This is the human side of the coup. Every name on the list was not just the leader. They were people. They had lives. They had families. And those families carried the pain for years. The January 1966 coup was the first, but it was not the last. It opened the door to a culture of coups in Nigeria. In 1975, General Yakubu Gowon was removed in another coup. In 1976, General Murtala Mohammed was assassinated in yet another coup attempt. In 1983, President Shehu Shagari was removed by General Muhammadu Buhari. In 1985, Buhari himself was removed by General Ibrahim Babangida. In 1993, Babangida stepped aside after annulled elections, and General Sani Abacha later seized power. Each coup claimed to save Nigeria. Each coup promised change. But each coup also brought fear. Each coup also brought instability. And it began in January 1966. It began with killings like the one at Ikoyi Hotel. So what lesson can we learn from this story? Firstly, violence creates more violence. The coup of January 1966 led to counter-coups. The counter-coups led to civil war. The civil war killed millions. Secondly, mistrust destroys nations. The coup was fueled by mistrust between regions. It was fueled by mistrust between politicians and soldiers. It was fueled by mistrust inside the army itself. Thirdly, leadership matters. Nigeria's leaders failed to unite the country. They failed to stop corruption. They failed to build trust, and the army stepped in. Today, Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Largema is remembered as one of the victims of Nigeria's first coup. His name is not as famous as Ahmadu Bello or Akintola, but his death was just as important. He was killed not in battle, but in a hotel corridor. He was killed not for what he did that night, but for what he represented. He represented loyalty to politicians. He represented strength in the army. He represented a threat to the plotters. His mother shows us how personal the coup was. It was not about politics. It was about fear. It was about suspicion. It was about eliminating rivals. The story of the murder at Ikoyi Hotel is more than history. It is a warning. It warns us about the dangers of division. It warns us about the dangers of corruption. It warns us about the dangers of violence. Nigeria paid a heavy price for that night. The coup destroyed trust. It destroyed unity. It destroyed lives. But remembering the story helps us understand, It helps us see how nations can fall. It helps us see how nations can rise again. Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Largema's death is part of Nigeria's journey. It is part of the struggle for unity. It is part of the struggle for peace. It is part of the struggle for democracy. This is the story of the murder at Ikoyi Hotel. This is the story of Lieutenant Colonel Abogo Largema. This is the story of Nigeria's first coup. If you found this story powerful, do not let it end here. Share it with others so more people can learn about Nigeria's first coup. Like this video to help it reach more viewers. Subscribe to this channel for more true history told in simple words. And turn on the notification bell so you never miss that next story. History is not just about the past. It is about lessons for today. It is about choices for tomorrow. Together we can keep these lessons alive. So click like, click subscribe, and join us as we uncover more stories that shaped our world. I will see you in the next one.